Esta historia empieza cuando Estados Unidos y Gran Bretaña fomentan un golpe de Estado en Ucrania. Posicionan un régimen fascista, que tiene como objetivo separar a Ucrania totalmente de Rusia y convertir a Ucrania en la excusa para provocar militarmente a Rusia. La situación se agrava cuando Estados Unidos y Gran Bretaña salen de Afganistán y la corporación bélica llamada OTAN necesita una excusa para existir. Esta excusa se llama Ucrania y el enemigo a destruir se llama Rusia. 80 años de relaciones económicas y políticas de Rusia con Europa se destruyen totalmente, y el planeta Tierra presencia un nuevo orden mundial.
Россияне достойны правды. Вы достойны того, чтобы узнать факты. The atrocities committed by Russian troops in Bucha, Irpin and elsewhere in Ukraine have horrified the world. Civilians massacred, shot dead with their hands tied, women raped in front of their young children, bodies crudely burned, dumped in mass graves or just left lying in the street. The reports are so shocking and so sickening, it's no wonder your government is seeking to hide them from you. Your president knows that if you could see what was happening, you would not support his war. He knows that these crimes betray the trust of every Russian mother who proudly waves goodbye to her son as he heads off to join the military. And he knows that they are a stain on the honor of Russian itself. A stain that will only grow larger and more indelible every day as this war continues. Don't trust it.
Specific new import bans worth 5.5 billion euros to cut the money stream of Russia and its oligarchs on products from wood to salmon, from seafood to liquor. In doing this, we also close loopholes between Russia and Belarus. 6. We take a number of very targeted measures, such as a general EU ban on participation of Russian companies in public procurement in member states, or an exclusion of all financial support, being in European or national, to Russian public bodies, because European tax money should not go to Russia in whatever shape or form.
You may remember I got criticized for calling Putin a war criminal. Well, the truth of the matter, you saw what happened in Fuente. This warrants him, he is a war criminal. But we have to gather the information. We have to continue to provide Ukraine with the weapons they need to continue the fight. And we have to gather all the detail so this can be have a war crime trial. This guy is brutal. And what's happening in Bucha is outrageous. And everyone's seen it.
Is an outrageous situation set out in my letter to you yesterday as an official document of the Council. I would like to ask you, on what basis do you feel that you can act in such an outrageous way in contravention of all existing norms and rules? Don't you know that in case you don't agree with our proposal, you should have convened a meeting and put forward the issue of the advisability of holding a meeting for a vote, especially since you should have had before you the example of our presidency, where we didn't refuse a single time to convene any of the 6 meetings on Ukraine. We demand an explanation from you, and we hope that in the future you will not challenge the right of members of the Security Council to request a meeting enshrined in Rule 2.
Of the Security Council at the request of any member of the Security Council. Благодарю вас.
Thank you.
The European Union's position has been very clear. We will continue to advance the sanctions as long as the Russian aggression continues. We are today submitting a proposal for more sanctions to further cripple Putin's war machinery following the atrocities committed by the Russian armed forces in Bucha and other places under Russian occupation in Ukraine. We continue to follow with horror the brutal siege of Mariupol and these haunting images of large number of civilian deaths and casualties and destruction of civilian infrastructures. This adds to reports of inhuman and degrading treatment by the Russian occupation forces on the civilian population in Ukraine. They show the true face of this war, the war of Kremlin against Ukraine and its people. And we are now proposing for the Council approval to scale up bans on certain exports, including technologies and jet fuel, include also banning imports of goods which provide significant revenue to the state budget, prohibiting imports of some fuels, particularly coal, proposing further financial measures and prohibiting Russian vessels from entering the European Union ports. The President of the Commission has elaborated in detail on these sectoral sanctions. From my side, let me explain that we are also extending the sanctions list, adding dozens of people from politics, the business sector, and engage in propaganda activities, and also more entities from financial, military, industrial, and transport sectors, and among them 4 important banks, Russian banks that will not only be taken out of the SWIFT system, but also forbidden of taking any kind of activity and participating in any kind of transactions inside the European Union. Again, we are not targeting Russian people. We are targeting the Kremlin, the political and economic elites, the ones who are supporting Putin's war in Ukraine. The aim of our sanctions is to stop the reckless, inhuman and aggressive behavior of the Russian troops and to make clear to the decision makers in the Kremlin that their illegal aggression comes at a heavy cost. We are also taking other steps in reaction to the murderous behavior by the Kremlin and its troops. The Russians' illegal and disruptive actions against the interests and security of the European Union and the European Union member states, including breaching the 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, are not staying without a firm response. And that's why today I decided to designate persona non grata a number of officials of the permanent missions of the Russian Federation to the European Union for engaging in activities contrary to their diplomatic status. The External Action Service of the European Union, the Secretary General, is summoning the Russian ambassador to the European Union today to communicate this decision.
UN must be held accountable, when we see a lot of countries were abstained, and we just would like, I'm addressing because still voting that now, like supporting criminals, it's also a crime. And that is why regarding your question, for example, Bucha, it's my native land because my childhood was in Bucha, Vorzel, and Irpin. And of course, I'm full of rage that all these criminals has to be punished. And but at the same time, of course, I'm full of love to my nation, our nation, which are so brave. And when the whole world, is shocked by the crimes in Bucha. Even today, the services, find still killed people in Bucha in the houses, in the yards. They were tortured, raped. And our criminal specialists, they document these crimes, but the atrocities against, they are shocked by these atrocities against girls who were raped, women killed, and we saw all your videos. That is why this is really crimes against humanity.
Presidente Zelensky, cuente con España para afrontar esta trágica agresión y sus consecuencias. España está y estará siempre con ustedes. Estará siempre con el pueblo ucraniano. Muchas gracias.
¿De qué color es esta carpeta? Verde. Si algún alumno llega tarde a clase, como acostumbra suceder, yo les preguntaré por el color de la carpeta y ustedes me dirán rojo. ¿Estamos?
¿Ha dicho rojo? Hola.
Tarde, pero pase. Bien, sigamos. En filosofía hay corrientes como el positivismo que no admiten otra realidad que no sean los hechos. Como por ejemplo, el color de esta carpeta. Usted, ¿de qué color es esta carpeta?
Roja.
¿Y usted?
Roja.
¿De qué color es? Usted, la chica del pelito corto.
Roja.
¿Y usted?
Roja.
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 ¿Y usted?
Roja.
Está claro que la carpeta es verde. Y han sido testigos directos de la debilidad del ser humano cuando es sometido a la presión ambiental, incluso en lo que se refiere a la percepción física.
Bueno, yo me he dado cuenta de que era un juego. O sea, me parecía rara la pregunta. Claramente la carpeta es de color verde.
Pero como todos decían rojo, usted ha dicho rojo.
Bueno, porque pensaba que...
Según
no
Nietzsche, el mundo puede dividirse entre dos tipos de personas. Las que siguen sus propios deseos y las que siguen el deseo de los demás. Las primeras son fuertes y no se dejan gobernar por nadie. Y las segundas son débiles y se limitan a hacer lo que dicen y hacen los demás. Somos muy sumisos y acabamos admitiendo las ideas de la mayoría. Incluso en Alemania, la gente fue capaz de creer lo que repetía una y otra vez la propaganda nazi. Ya lo decía Kant con toda su amargura. El ser humano es el único animal que necesita un amo para vivir.
Дело в том, что крымчане и севастопольцы поступили правильно, когда поставили жесткий барьер на пути неонацистам и крайним националистам. Потому что то, что происходило на других территориях и происходит до сих пор, лучшее тому подтверждение. Люди, которые проживали и проживают на Донбассе, также не согласились с этим государственным переворотом. Против них тут же были организованы карательные военные операции. И не одна. Их тут же погрузили в блокаду. Подвергли систематическим обстрелам из пушек. Наносили удары авиации. Вот это все и есть то, что называется геноцид. Именно избавить людей от этих страданий, от этого геноцида является основной, главной причиной, побудительным мотивом и целью военной операции, которую мы начали на Донбассе и на Украине. Именно в этом цель.